following series of videos are intended to show you how to use the point of sale or POS within Fuse5. Prior to getting into that, I want to point out just a few things that you're going to see on pretty much every screen within Fuse5. Additionally, I just want to show you a couple other helpful tips that may allow you to navigate more easily through Fuse5. First thing I want to start with is the size of your screen, or the size of the display of Fuse5 on your screen. You can change the size of your Fuse5 screen, or even the size of the videos you're about to watch, by holding down the control button on your keyboard and using the scroll wheel on your mouse. This is going to be useful for those of you who have different size screens and need to account for that by making Fuse5 smaller or larger. Also, if you have difficulty watching any of the upcoming videos, you can use the control button and the scroll wheel on your mouse to ensure that the entire video is visible, along with the start, stop, and pause buttons with that related video. Next thing I want to point out is across the top of the Fuse5 screen, and you'll see this on every screen, there's 7 tabs: point of sale, sales management, deliveries, product management, ignite your margins, data tools, and personal and admin. Under each of those tabs is a variety of information and different modules that you can use within Fuse5. All of the training videos and training documents at our training document site are set up and organized using those same 7 titles. So if you need to find information about the point of sales, you would simply look under point of sales to find either the video or the training document that you're looking for. Next thing I want to talk about are the buttons that you see across the top right. The orange plus one is used to create something new. In this case, I'm on the account page, so if I clicked it, it would create a new account. You'll see in the upcoming videos that if I'm on the sales order page, if I click that button, it'll create a new sales order. If I click on that button, you'll see that my search functionality, which is at the top of this accounts listings page, will disappear. If I click it again, it'll reappear. So if you prefer not to see the search information at the top, you can simply turn it off at that button. The next box is for last viewed. This will take me to the last viewed page that I was at in Fuse5. Next to that is a calendar. If I click on open calendar, it'll take me to a calendar which I can access from Fuse5 if needed. Close it with the X button. Next to that is a calculator. I can open it by clicking on it. And now you have a calculator that you can use within Fuse5. Close it with the X button. To the right of the calculator is the import. In this case, it's importing accounts. And to the right of that is export. Future training videos will describe how to import and export anything from accounts to parts to pricing to vendors, etc. To the right of the import and export functionality is the Open All Menus button. Now I'll remind you, you have 7 tabs across the top that can be accessed by hovering over them and going to the drop downs. And you'll notice some of them have a drop down and then additional options to the right. The other way that you can access all of these same places within Fuse5 is to use the Open All Menus button. If I click on that, you'll see it opens up all of the same options. If I wanted to go to, for example, the accounts page, I could simply click on accounts and it takes me to the accounts page. So I can access all of the same areas in Fuse5 that I can by using the 7 tabs at the top. To the right of that, statements. If I click on that, this takes me to the accounts statement page. This is an accounts receivable function. If you use accounts receivable or you do accounts receivable, you can use that option to go to this page. To the right of that is the pricing and availability. If I click the F9 button or click on this button, it's going to allow me to do pricing and availability within Fuse5. I'm going to demonstrate that to you in a few minutes. The last one I want to show you is to make this page default. So for the purposes of point of sale training, I'm going to simply go ahead and go to the point of sales by clicking on the point of sale tab. That takes me directly to a new sales order. If you use point of sales most frequently, or any other module in Fuse5 for that matter, the Make This Page Default option, if you click it, going to ask you if you want to make this your default page. Click OK. Every time I log into Fuse5 going forward, now that I've made this my default, it will automatically take me to the point of sales. That's what that button's for. The following videos in the point of sale series are going to talk about every possible scenario, every possible tool that you may use when creating a sales order. It's important to understand before you start watching those videos that because I'm giving you so much information that you may or may not use, it's going to seem like there's a lot involved with the sales order. That's not the case. You're quickly going to identify which particular sections, which line items you'll need to use in your business. So before you start watching all of the videos related to point of sales, I wanted to just do a quick demonstration and show you a couple of keys that you can use to make a sales order go very quickly. When you open up a new sales order, which I'll do by using the orange plus button right here, you'll see that the cursor defaults to the account name field. So if I type in my customer's account and hit enter, you'll see that that account automatically populated the sales order. At this point, if I'm adding parts with the part number, I could put in the first part and hit enter. Again, I haven't used the mouse at all. There are several products that start with 51515. I can use the up and down arrow to move amongst them. Once I've selected the item that I want to add to the sales order, I simply hit enter. You'll see that part's been added to the sales order, and now I can hit tab. A new line item's been added to the sales order. At this time you can enter your next part, hit enter. Again, because there's more than one part with that similar number, I use my up and down arrow to select the appropriate part, hit enter. That part is now on the sales order. If I click tab, I can enter my next part, hit enter. That part has been added on the sales order. Other than making my screen smaller or larger, I still haven't used the mouse at all for anything on the sales order. If I hit tab now, I'll get a new line on my sales order. I'm going to put in one more part and hit enter. Now I've got 4 parts added on my sales order. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. You can either use your mouse wheel or use the bar to the right so that we can see our payment methods. There's some hotkeys or F keys associated with the payment methods. If you're going to have a cash sale, it's F4. If it's a check, F6. Customers paying with a credit card, it's F7. And if it's going to be charged to an account, it's F8. Without using my mouse, I can select my payment method. In this case, I'll choose cash by clicking F4. This customer gave me $500. Type in the dollar amount. And now you'll see that it tells me how much change to give them. If I want to continue, I hit enter. That sales order is now finalized. Let's go ahead and do one more just so you can see how quickly this could be done. Defaults the account name. Put in the account name. Put in my first part, enter, use my drop down if I need to, hit enter, use the tab button to go to my next line item, type in another part, hit enter, drop down if I need to, enter, use tab to go to another line item, put that part number in, hit enter. Now I know this sale is going to be paid with a check, so I click F6, put in the check number, and hit enter. That sale's now been completed. Let's go ahead and demonstrate the F keys that can be used with the catalog search. You put in your account name and hit enter. There's 3 ways to get into the Epicor catalog if your business uses it. F1, F2, and F3. All 3 will eventually lead you to the same place, and that's picking out parts to add to the sales order. In this training module, we won't look at how all 3 of those work and how you interact and drill down to the appropriate part. But let me demonstrate. If I needed to go ahead and find a part for this particular customer sales order, I could hit F1 to pull up the Epicor catalog. And you'll see that I can now choose the year, make, model, category, and group to add parts to this sales order. You will have to use your mouse here. Demonstrate will say that this is a repeat customer, called in earlier and asked about these parts, and now he's ready to go ahead and buy them from me. Because I had already entered parts for this particular customer for this vehicle, I can click on the search that we did previously, the recent lookup. That adds the parts to the catalog. I look for the particular part that I need, check the button to the left of it. I can add parts and return to my sales order. Now that part has populated the sales order. If this is going to be a charge to their account, I would use F8. Now I just created a sales order for that customer. Again, there will be a video that explains to you how to use the catalog lookups, and there is also a training document that you can use to become more familiar with that. Those of you who have used the Epicor catalog in the past will probably be very familiar with the functionality. Last thing I want to show you is how to use the price and availability button, which is right here. To make the scenario a little more realistic, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and I'll go somewhere other than the point of sale screen. So I'll click on accounts under sales management. You'll see that I have the accounts page up. So at this point, if I had a customer who called in or walked in and they said, hey, I need to have you check on a part for me. Without even using the mouse, I can simply click F9, which will take me to price and availability, or I could click on this icon right here. I'll hit my F9 key. All right, and here we are on the price and availability pop-up. So in order to look up a part for a customer, the first thing you do on this interface is type in the part number and hit enter. You notice I get the drop down because there's several parts that start with 51515. I can use the up and down arrow, select the part that you're looking for and hit enter. Now you'll see that I get availability information, I get pricing information in the center. To the right, I have my last 12 month sales history along with availability in all of your locations. What you don't see at this point is the sell price to this specific customer. I see that I have 7 of these parts on hand. If this customer is now interested in knowing how much it would cost them, type in the account name or number, hit enter, choose the account, and now you'll see the sell price to this customer is $2 with a list price of $3.60. I can add this part to a sales order for this customer by clicking on the push to sales order option under actions on the far right. And now you'll see we have a sales order started for this customer with this part on it. This part is not available, so I would have to use one of my sourcing options. That's why I got this pop-up. What we've covered in this video are some different shortcuts that you can use when you create a sales order. The sales order process can be very quick once you're comfortable with the options and capabilities that your organization intends to use. We've also talked about some of the other options available in terms of the buttons that are available on the point of sale screen as well as other screens. And we've also discussed the 7 tabs across the top that you use to look for anything in Fuse5. The following videos will take you through the process in detail of creating a sales order within Fuse5.